Ignore YouTube's instruction for now, and hold still your camera.
Mr. AM, can we hitch a ride? Me too? It's too hot out here to walk all the way back.
No problem. Hop on, little ones.
Thank you, Mister.
Yes, it's nearly 1 p.m., and the sun is beating down hard on me and the little ones. Let's not get scorched, shall we? Let's leave the noisy, busy highway and head to the shades. Move your smartphone or tablet around to view this video like you are there with me. Watch everything happens in real time. Yes, we are going to Kam Shan Country Park, aka Monkey Hill. And behind me is the busy Tai Po Road, a major thoroughfare between Kowloon and Sha Tin district of Hong Kong. And if you look to your left, you will see the clearly labeled Kam Shan, or Golden Hill. If you look down, you will see quite a few monkeys loitering around. You should count yourself lucky to see that many at this time of the day. Normally they don't come out until well after 3 p.m. The road is usually deserted of them before then, as they are either foraging in the surrounding forest, or taking naps up in the trees. Watch out! Yes, shit happens too, literally. Normally they don't throw it at us, but walking under a tree, one has to watch out for droppings though. That's why I always wear a hat when I am visiting Monkey Hill. There is Kowloon Reservoir in the distance. It was built by the Brits in 1910, over a century ago. Now we can hardly hear the noisy traffic from Tai Po Road, thank God. And there is the spillway. There isn't any surplus water to drain at this time of the year in April. But the rainy weather should begin in a week to two's time, and the reservoir should begin to fill up again. This section of Golden Hill Road, from its turn off to the spillway, is now the realm of car park troop. You will see them begin to assemble here by about 4 p.m. each day, and among its more prominent members is Marilyn, the prettiest leucistic monkey around. How on earth a mega troop like car park could fit itself over such a short distance? You may wonder. The secret lies behind that stony structure to your left. Behind it is a trail that leads to a big picnic area. From this point onward until the main dam is where a lot of confusion arises. You will see members from 3 different troops popping up here. But usually, it is Dane's troop. Dane's troop's most easily identifiable figure is Mr. Takeshi, a young adult and a victim of either animal abuse, or traps placed illegally by poachers of wild boars, who had lost an arm and a leg on one side when he was still a yearling. He has been coping miraculously well despite the severe handicap. You will see him hopping around, going about his monkey business, just like others. The other famous member of Dane's troop is Stella. It was a heartbreaking story of her trying to raise her near paraplegic son, Stormy, back in 2021. Rest in peace, Stormy. We are approaching the main dam now. There it is. This is usually the territory of Dane's troop, though members from Nulla troop will loiter around here from time to time. Let's brisk up our pace, as there isn't much to say about this particular section of the road. We are on the main dam now. To your right is Kowloon Reservoir. Construction for it commenced in 1901 and was completed in 1910. At its maximum capacity, it can hold 535 million gallons of water. It was once an important source of potable water for much of the populace of Kowloon. But its importance saw a rapid decline in the early 80s, along with many other reservoirs in Hong Kong, as Hong Kong began buying water from mainland China instead, for $0.6 billion every year. Now to your immediate right is the historic valve house of Kowloon Dam. You can see the inscription 1910 on it, the year the construction of the reservoir was completed. If you now look to your left, you will have a complete view of Kowloon Bywash Reservoir, which is sitting about 50 meters below Kowloon Reservoir. The railings along the dam are a popular platform for males to show their prowess during the mating season. Barry has done so many times. As have countless others. We are reaching the end of the dam soon. And right in front to the left is a visitor pavilion. In my videos, it is often referred to as the first pavilion. The pavilion and its surrounding area used to be Nora's troops' territory, but it has become Nulla troops since the lockdown, and has remained so ever since. So we are beginning to climb. This is the steepest section of the road. It seems a class of school kids are out to do coursework today. A class that's small has been the norm for years, as Hong Kong has one of the lowest birth rates for any developed place. On your right is a large picnic area. I am sure it does look familiar to many of my viewers, as this is the place where Nora's Troop used to be filmed before the lockdown. Over there to your right, standing in the grounds, is one of the cages to catch monkeys for sterilization. On the left is the trail to Shek Lei Pui Reservoir, which sits another 20 meters or so higher than Kowloon Reservoir. I think that's where Nora's Troop now uses to hide when Nulla Troop is around. Great, we have now put the steepest section of the road behind. The incline is rather gentle from here on. Now turn left to see the waterfall that is usually featured in my video. It is a trickle now, as the water level is also very low in Chec-les-Puits Reservoir at this time of the year. As you can see, it is rare to find any monkeys before 3 p.m. on Golden Hill Road. The monkeys also know when to make the best use of their time too. Many decades of experience, passed down from one generation to the next, has taught them to come to Golden Hill Road for a few hours only each day. The monkeys here don't beg all day along the road for goodies. You will only see them around for 3 to 4 hours only. So far, we are still in Nulla Troop territory. But occasionally, you will find members from Nora's troop hiding in the undergrowth to your right. Let's brisk up our pace, shall we? You should see a total of 3 picnic areas on your right. They are all popular gathering places for Nulla Troop. This is the first one of them. The second one. A few feeders like to leave their goodies on the picnic table for the monkeys here. And the last one.
Mister, how much longer before we can reach the top?
It won't be long, lil one. I reckon another 20 minutes or so. Normally if I ain't carrying a 360-degree camera and has to walk at a steady pace, I should be there in less than 10 minutes.
No problem at all, mister. Steady pace is good. It's less choppy than being carried by Mom. Yeah, that's right. There is no hurry for me too. Take your time, mister.
Thank you, lil ones. Now to my viewers, the small picnic area to the right marks the beginning of Loina's troop's territory. This really has only been so since autumn last year. Occasionally, Nora's troop will take over, but they will retreat into the forest above on your left, once members from Loina's troop turn up. It is fascinating how each troop interacts with one another. Some of them, even infants and yearlings, travel a long distance to come to the road to find goodies. This is a habit that cannot be unlearned. Remember how Lil Tinny was running to and fro along this section of the road just to look for scraps? Now right ahead to your left is another visitor pavilion. This is often referred to as the second pavilion in my videos. This pavilion was also the place I first got introduced to Bob and Bet. And to your right up in that tree was the last time I saw Scooby. And just below it, in the thick undergrowth, was where I saw Bobette the last time. And in the undergrowth, just a bit further ahead, was where I first met Teeny. We are beginning to enter Skullhead Troops territory now. I remember vividly how poor Skullhead crawled out from the forest below, there, to bid his last farewell to Monkeys Inc. Rest in peace, Skullhead. Over there to your left, a little brook runs underneath the road. The picnic table by that brook was where I first met Kaylee. And Stumpy too. Wherever Stumpy is, I hope he is doing well. Over there was where Monkeys Inc. saw the birth and subsequent abandonment of Charlotte. Indeed, lots of memories, some sad, some sweet for myself, and my viewers along this section of Golden Hill Road. And over there was where I first bumped into Dolly with Batty. We are halfway up Golden Hill Road now, and have climbed about 80 meters in elevation. On your left, up that concrete reinforcement slope, was where Di kidnapped baby Spunky. Can't believe Spunky is now a mother of 2. Time to brisk up our pace again. On your right ahead is a wooden rest stop, which I often refer to as the hiker's rest stop in my videos. This was the place I saw Tina's baby, T, the first time. Poor T only lived for 2 months. And by some strange coincidence, over there in the undergrowth was where I met her sister, Teensy, born the following year. Poor Teensy died when she had just turned 3 months old. If you look to your left now, you should see the maintenance gangway that leads up to what once was our gang's secret hideaway. Just look to your left now. And if you have been following me long enough, you should recognize this section was where I met that mother grieving for her dead baby. It was also the place where I last saw Ridgie. Now to your immediate left was where Deanly being a nuisance to her family. So many bittersweet memories along this section of Golden Hill Road too. Actually, it's a physical memory lane. The entire road, I would say. And now look to your left. Up another maintenance gangway. This was the place when I realized Pucky was special to his mum, Dolly. And on that table, Papa Grandee loved Spocky. And right over there was Tiny with Tina. We are now entering the realm of Jubilee Troop. Before 2019, this section of Golden Hill Road used to be our gang's home turf. And right over there was where Sweet Mama Reddy first brought Dopey out for public viewing. Oh, I miss the old time when there were only 2 mega troops around, one of which only came to Monkey Hill during the winter months. Dopey was the star then on this short section of Golden Hill Road. He left his silly little blunders everywhere. Now we are entering the section which used to be the home turf for Loina's troop. That entrance over there was where Nona was seemingly asking me for help. To help get her precious Nova back. She just seemed so human-like that day. Amazing creatures, aren't they? We are now at the top of Golden Hill Road, gaining about 130 meters in elevation. And that is the hilltop pavilion I usually refer to in my videos. And so we have reached the end of this walk up Golden Hill Road. I hope you have found it useful, as well as enjoyable too.
Thank you, Mister, for giving us a ride. We've got to go and find Mom now.
Off you go, little ones.